What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 947 Works. I have yet to have my coffee, but I decided to film this because we're going to Born Free, and I need some content for when we're at Born Free. I can release some videos. This might be out before then, and then I might post up the other stuff after that, but I got this idea from Joey. He kind of gave me this idea to film this video, and I'm going to add my twist to it. So today is Wednesday, and we're leaving for Born Free tomorrow, so I have to do so much stuff before we go. But let me just show you guys what's been going on. I hope you enjoyed Matt's video, but obviously, this is my bike, and on Sunday, after everybody left the shop, I decided to tear it apart and I did a 1250 kit on it, just because the gearing is kind of crazy right now, and the 883 was just not doing it for me. It was just a little slow, so I tore it all apart, and I finally got the first 2 heat cycles done yesterday. So today I need to go ride her around and see how she does. And it's running pretty strong. So yeah, other than some noise, some rocker noise that wasn't there before, I can't imagine what that would be, because everything is stock. So we'll see. But yeah, and then I guess I'd show you guys. This is the camera that I've been using. It's a Konica Big Mini, and this whole video is going to be about all the film photos. And as I got in today, I looked down this row right here, and my lady's bike, my panhead, and my Sportster in the background. So I decided I kind of want to take this. Let me line it up here, and then I'll add the photo in once it's hard to take this one. I'm hoping that it turns out good. Let's go right there. That should have been the last photo. Oh man, I have one more to take. What should it be? What should it be? What should it be? Let's see. Let me see. Let's go right here. That's the last one. Yep. So as that winds up, I gotta go run and grab film for the entire trip, basically. So we're gonna take the Sportster out in a second after I have some coffee and go grab some film, drop off that roll, and let's see what else. Obviously test the Sportster. Hopefully it's all good. And then I have to come back and pack for the trip. And what else? Oh my goodness, I need to edit this video, all the above. So later on in this video, we're going to talk about a bunch of the photos that I've shot, that my girlfriend shot, that friends have shot or whatever on 35 millimeter that I've been using in the videos. So let's check them out. But for now, let's get on the road, bro. On the roam. Just got some film at Glass Key. Dropped off my other roll. So hopefully that'll be a part of the video. My clutch was not going or not allowing my trans to get into neutral, so I couldn't really film much on the way here. But I fixed that, so I'm gonna go grab a coffee and maybe film some of me riding around. We all just got some coffee, and I decided to stop at this brick wall that I've been wanting to stop at and take some videos and photos of this bike for a while now. I got a pair of handlebars for my mountain bike. I might do a little video on that, but yeah, let's go home and edit. All right, let's get into this. So I'm going to be narrating all these photos, and we're going to start with, these are all kind of scattered around. I try to get them as best as possible, but I put together some of my favorite film photos, and a lot of them are from the trips that we've done. Like these ones are from the Born Free trip, and just the freaking skies, man, were insane on this trip. There's probably a lot of blue. But this is right when we finished his shovelhead, and it was right out front of the house. Man, I miss that Sportster a lot. I also miss my Nissan. But I took this photo of the sunset shovel in Yosemite, and that's the fender that ended up on my ironhead on the back of it there. This was actually the 49-mile ride around San Francisco. Blue and I were both on loaner bikes on that trip, or on that ride, but it was so cool just seeing everybody and riding around the city. Yeah, it was crazy. Max's bike on one of the, I think it was when Mazimoto was a thing. Shout out to Max for showing up and showing his support. That was pretty awesome, and that bike is sick. Of course, I always got to get Joey rolling in because that ironhead is just the best ironhead that's out there. A sunset shovel in Yosemite, can't beat it. This was actually funny because that gas tank is now the same gas tank that's on my Sportster currently, and we went down to Bolinas, and I think I mentioned it on that ride, but on the last Bolinas ride, but that gas tank leaked on me. It was pissing fuel all over the bike. I believe this was Excelsior block party. We were getting ready to get there, and we got the whole crew. Top of Mount Whitney with the sunset shovel. These are some of my favorite photos from that trip. It was just like this huge undertaking, both of us on shovelheads, and bikes that we had built and hadn't really tested, so it was really cool to see them go all the way. And this was also like the first big trip that we had done with Matt and Nick and Alan, and we all got really close, and it was like pretty small group of guys. Really looking forward to this next one. We're leaving tomorrow, actually, or when you're watching this, we're on our way. I believe this bike was named Candyland. That was just one of the coolest ones, and I was stoked on it, and the colors are amazing. This is Gold Rush from Gary Royal. Super cool. His new bike looks pretty sick as well, and I can't wait to see it. They're freaking works of art, man. Man, this was the first time that I think I got to ride with Theo, like next to him. Theo and I have been friends for a little while, and it was so cool to be able to just like rip around. And we ended up, he hung out at the hotel with us for a couple hours and swam and stuff, and then he had to head back home. I'm really hoping that he joins us on this trip. This is a photo of me and my lady, our first photo together, and this was last year during Time Flies. I showed up super late. I bent a push rod, you can see it sticking out of the front end of the panhead, but so cute. This was a photo that she took of me on the panhead, which is crazy. This one too, she took this one. What a great photographer. And this is going to be kind of mixed up, but these are photos of hers, photos of mine. One that she took of my A86 dream car, and I'm so stoked to have it. This was her bike stock, and later down you'll see photos of what it looks like now. My xlch, that was the yellow fender that's on it, is the one that was on the back of the sunset shovel on that last Born Free trip.
Me and my pup. Me and my little boy Mazi with the panhead in the shop. This was right before Paradise Roadshow. I went down to help Nick try and finish up his shovelhead. If you haven't seen this bike, it's so sick. Great work, Nick. As you can tell, he's one of my close friends. Black and white, real nice. I believe this was on the Sweethearts ride, just all the homies. Yep, beautiful sunset, amazing place. Freaking Paul Woo's doing a burnout, so sick. The homies. And Northern California just has some of the best riding. You can't doubt that. Even if we do it a bunch, it's still just so beautiful. This was the last day that I had the Ironhead, and Steven had his truck. I'm not sure if it's sold yet or not, but the homie Steve, we took some photos because they were matching. Sweethearts ride, Nick ripping across the bridge. Paul Rouge's bike, so sick. This is one of my favorite photos that I've taken, I think. Me and Paul went around on a little walk and I got to know him a little bit better. He's a crazy dude, but really nice. And I was like, I swear we can get on that dock over there. And sure enough, we got on it, and you can see all the tents and stuff. That's where we camped. This was so funny, just Sean falling asleep, and I don't remember who it was, but somebody put a wiener on his, hot dog I should say, on his beer can. Sean's panhead. That thing is wild. I can't imagine trying to ride with that long of a front end. Me and my lady's bike, see? Little mini me. This was Time Flies. JD's bike at Time Flies in the tattoo shop, and I wish we could have hung out there longer and the show could have actually gone on, but I'm hoping that next year we can find a place and do it at a location. There isn't many photos of me that I have, so it's always amazing having a lady that can take photos of you. All the homies. I really like the Big Daddy's Antiques. Man, this was so cool because you'll see later in the photos and in the next video, but this was one of the last times that Rod, Joey's hot rod, went out and had a night or had a day out on the town, and since it's taken apart and he's started on model A V8, which is like so cool. It was so cool seeing or getting that video of him after the bridge on the Bolinas ride. Dude, I can't believe Neil rode back. He was riding back down to Slow and freaking caught on fire. His gas can somehow caught fire, and he had to get skin grafts, and I'm really glad that he's okay, but that was scary. This was the night, this is Joey's AV8, and this is the night that we took the body off Hot Rod version 1 and put it on version 2. Just such a cool thing to like be a part of that whole adventure with Joey, and going to get the body to getting the chassis and getting the second body, or getting the second chassis, and I helped him as much as I could. I wish I could have helped him more, but it was just so cool to like take the body off version 1 and place it onto version 2 as it was sitting on the back of the U-Haul. This photo is so good at the parkside after time flies. The homie JD and Joey just chilling. And freaking Sean doing 10 types literally out of his truck. That was the coolest thing. And then this is my lady's bike now. So as you can see, this is what it looks like now. It looks so good. I'm going to do a whole separate video of just her bike. She got some photos of me working on my bike and her bike with Mazi. Oh, my sweet boy. Look at that contrast, man. Me and one of my best friends, Luke, we get together as much as we can whenever he's up here. I don't really go down to LA much, but it's always such a good time to see. I believe this was right before we went to Sweetheart's Ride. As you can see, the bike is all low with the fork covers and T-bars. Not comfortable, so I'm really hoping to see how the switch up on it goes. This was the last day that I had the Ironhead. This actually was, what was that, Trog. We went to Trog, me and Joey raced my flathead and his flathead. Rod version 1. Side of the road fixing Lucas's bike. If you watch the Cayuco's video, this is when he freaks out, and it's the funniest thing. It's that dog. I can't remember what film this was, but I used this, what was it called? It was like some crazy ISO. I believe the ISO was 200, but it was like some film washi, I believe it was called. The colors came out so cool, just super vibrant and colorful, which is, I usually shoot a lot of color. And I believe this trip was on my Konica C35. And I didn't know that, idiot, I didn't know that they had batteries, and so the batteries on that was dead, and so a lot of these were out of focus, but I kind of got a little crazy with taking photos over the last couple months just because my lady's super into it. She bought the Contax T2, and so I got crazy, and I ended up buying 3 or 4 cameras at a time, and I haven't really used a lot of Portra 400, but it's been really cool. Just like I bought a bunch of different film stock and just being able to like see how the colors look all together. And a lot of what I've been shooting nowadays is Fujifilm 200 because it's the cheapest and that's all I can afford right now. But usually I have like, I tried all the Kodaks, Ultra, Ultramax, and Gold, and Color Max, I believe. and then Portra 400. But a lot of it's Fuji and whatever is there. Honestly, like a lot of the film that I get is usually just on the road, and while we're cruising around. And if I stop at a Walgreens or a CVS or something, they usually just have Fuji, so that's just what I grab. But right now, I'm mainly shooting on my Konica Big Mini, like I showed you guys at the beginning of this video. And I bought like the Kyocera, I can't remember, it's the Kyocera like T4, I think, or whatever. It's basically the Yashica T4, but it kind of has like a weird focus issue where it doesn't fully focus all the time. So a lot of this has been my my Konica. Man, this was crazy. This is when Blue's bike was still on the lift, as you can see, and we were just finishing up the last couple things, and Joey came by to help, as he always does, and those were such fun times. But it's been really cool seeing how all of this has progressed and the more bikes we've built. Man, this day riding around on my panhead was one of the coolest days because like I hadn't really ridden the panhead much, and I wanted to do like the full around town rip, you know, on it, just to like, because that's like the hardest thing on bikes is just stop and go traffic and ripping through all the stuff. I mean, it's not the hardest, but you know what I mean, like you really have to like clutch in and out a lot and figure out where you're going. And it was such a win riding around on the panhead, and I just had to take all these photos. I believe this was when we were going to the one moto. We always got to stop at the High-Low Cafe, the motel and cafe. It's always such a good time going there. I miss that tundra. Then this was right after that time when I rode around on the panhead, and we ripped around with the boys. This bike was Blue's, and now it's Alan's bike. We are so blessed to be able to live next to the Golden Gate Bridge. We all went to Golden Boy and got some pizza. Like I said, all these photos are out of order. But this was one of my favorites, obviously, just the yellow Ironhead. Oh man, I miss that bike. Can't believe that thing made it to Yosemite and back. That was crazy. And Cayucos and back, I guess. What a cool bike. Oh, this is, frig, what is it called? Oh. What's that camera? Minolta. It's like a Minolta panoramic camera. Pretty sick. Takes these like panoramic photos. This is the video is coming out soon, but this is Alan's new bike, the Evo, single down 2 Evo. That dog. Me and Blue ripped around on our Sportsters and took some photos, and it's always nice having a buddy to ride around the city with. It's fun going by yourself, obviously, but just being able to like, everything's always better with more people and having a community and whatever, and stopping and taking photos of both bikes. Dude, Alan's ripped. his bike's looking so good. We just need to basically put a battery and electronic ignition on, and that thing will be super reliable. Oh my god. I was riding around the mission a couple weeks ago and on my panhead and I pull out my phone and look down, and all of a sudden, like, there is a whole bunch of oil coming out of the bottom of the bike, and I was like, oh man, I blew this thing up. And sure enough, the drain on the oil bag fell out at some point. So I shut it off just in time, and like, it didn't oil starve the motor too bad, which was good. There was still quite a bit of oil falling out of the oil bag, but man, it was so scary. So I like took an electric scooter through the mission and got some oil and like a rubber plug, and oh man, that was like the scariest time. I was like, I was just trying to take a leisurely ride, and this is what happens. You guys saw a lot of these in that last video, but man, these are the times that we're going to remember for the rest of our lives, just ripping around and enjoying the weather, and what a great time to be alive. This is the first time Joey rode in the rumble seat of his hot rod. That was so funny. We kept joking around about this and saying that we bought a house. All of us bought a house together in Bolinas. This is actually David Falco's shop. I went up there and was supposed to help Joey with his car, but there wasn't really much for me to do, so I just kind of stood around, took photos, but it was super cool to hang out with David and get to know him a little bit better. He's such a cool guy, and he's had such a cool life, and it's cool to see him kind of spreading his knowledge down to Joey and helping him with this car and passing it along, because, you know, if you can't like share this with anybody, then what's the point? So as you heard at the beginning of the video, I've been getting really into mountain biking. Not just mountain bikes, but vintage mountain bikes. And I got myself and my lady a rock hopper. Hers is a 92 and mine's a 93. I'm going to try and maybe do some videos of me upgrading them because it's so sick. They're like analog choppers. It was so cool seeing these two hot rods like right face to face like this, because David's hot rod is basically what got Joey into hot rods in the first place, and so for David to be helping Joey build his AV8 version 2 is just like the coolest thing ever. SF Streets, the Panhandle. Those bugs are sick. David actually took me around the parking lot in his car, and it was just so crazy how low the floor is, or how high the floor is, I should say. If you're like taller than, I don't know, like 5'5", no, probably like, I don't know, 5'10", there's no way that you can fit or drive that car like that great, comfortably, I should say. I'm so stoked on Matt's bike. It's coming out so good, but this is in Nick's garage. little bike ride. It's gonna be a lot more bike rides. I can't wait. Yeah. This is Nick doing that jump. I got him midair. He fully committed, full send. Matt with his bike. This thing is so sick. It's got such a perfect stance and it's so comfortable to ride around. Blue boy on his new Sportster. Blue got a new Sportster. Man, Joey's car sits so much lower. It's so good. That golden hour light. Matt's first rip. This was me and Joey at Trog. Those riverside mountains in the background. Oh man, this yellow bike, this is Go Takami's. This is one of my favorite bikes, hands down. I mean, I've gone super into the race bike thing, if you guys haven't realized that, but this is so sick. Just the whole stance of it, and the high fender, and the yellow, and the red, and man, I want to build bikes like this. I believe this was Joey's car after we raced it. The Harvest Drags, I want to say, with the 947 on the side. So cool. Nick took this photo of me and my xlch back in the day when it was in version 5 out of 10. I don't know. Man, the Sunset Shovel was so cool. I missed that bike. The homies, we saw them on this at a gas station just randomly. Jesse and Jason, that was so cool. I can't remember, I think that C35 has like this crazy light leak and it looks so cool. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we're gonna be at Born Free at this point, or riding down. First day riding down, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I hope we see a lot of you out there. I'm gonna be pretty fried because lack of sleep and a lot of miles on the road, but come say hi if you see us, and I hope you enjoyed the film photos. I tried to pick out as much as I could that meant something to me, and some of the newer ones. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything older than the last Born Free trip, but this was really fun to make, and if you like the film photos and want to talk film stuff, just let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys like this, and please like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next video.